What is up, everybody? Oh my gosh. So it's been like how many weeks? 2 weeks since I did this. This show is just a warm up because um I usually do this at 1 o'clock Eastern time in the daytime on this channel. This is Card Chaos Live, and this is a game I created during COVID, like the earlier parts of COVID, where I shuffled my NBA trading cards to create one-on-one matchups that we may or may not see in today's NBA. Any player, any position, any era, anything goes. And today's episode, like I said, is warm up. Right, it's starting around 10:30, but usually it's gonna be around we're gonna do around 9:30 Eastern. But we're featuring players that need to win a championship this year, and three of the four of them are former OKC players, so this kind of hurts. But here are the featured players for today. Kevin Durant, obviously. Now everybody is gonna ask me like, why Kevin Durant? Because Kevin Durant already has a championship, and I believe that even though he has a championship, he left a team that was perfectly capable of winning another championship with him to go to the Brooklyn Nets. And so he'll be under a microscope this season, even though he has like the Achilles. Also under the microscope is Kyrie, who is his teammate. Again, they teamed up and they got Steve Nash, and they're just under the microscope this year. And it's expected with the competition that's in the Eastern Conference that they would have to win a championship this year. Next is James Harden. All right, so James Harden is he the leader of the leader of the Rockets, and him and Russell Westbrook are the two players that need to definitely win together. The question is whether or not Russell Westbrook will still be on the Rockets this season. I've heard him mentioned in a bunch of trades, so he may not be on the Rockets, but let's consider him on the Rockets right now. Anyway, I want to show you guys the bracket that I use. Okay, so this is an 8-player bracket using trading cards, and here it is right here. Thank you for joining. Again, I usually do this at 1 o'clock, so all of you guys are new. So here's a bracket for today's show. This is episode 71. We have James Harden in the first bracket. We're gonna figure out who he goes up against. Westbrook in the second bracket. Gonna figure out he goes up against. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. And the way this is gonna happen is I'm gonna shuffle the NBA trading cards to fill in the rest of the brackets, and I'll literally give you guys 60 seconds to choose who will win. And all you have to do is say in the comments who shall win. All right. Again, I didn't do much promo, but here is the clock right now. All right, and this is the clock that I give you guys time to decide who will win. All right, so that's just a preview of the clock. I'm gonna shuffle the cards and fill in the brackets. Yeah, this is so it's not new to me. Okay, I'm 71 episodes in, but it's new doing it at nighttime. So I'm just gonna pick up a bunch of cards right now. Let's see which deck has some cool cards. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and introduce or try to get us the cards for the rest of the brackets. Shout out to everybody who's joining. And yeah, you guys know I like music, or you're gonna figure I like to have music and be dramatic, but let's begin. All right, so we're gonna pick the other 4 brackets players in Card Chaos Live. All right, against James Harden, against James Harden, against James Harden, against James Harden, we will have Joe Dumars. Joe Dumars will go up against James Harden. All right, against Westbrook, against Westbrook, against Westbrook, against Westbrook, we will have. Against Westbrook, we will have. Ooh, somebody jumped out. Against Westbrook, we will have. Let's see who popped out. We will have. Ooh, this is weird. All right. We'll have Zion. Zion came out. I didn't want to do it, but Zion will go up against Russell Westbrook. All right. In the next bracket against Kyrie Irving, we will have Anthony Hardaway. Anthony Hardaway will be participating in this episode of Card Chaos Live. And against Kevin Durant, we will have CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum came out on this episode of Card Chaos Live. And I'm going to pick 3 subs because if you don't like the matchup, you get to sub. So the first sub is Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero is a sub for today's episode of Card Chaos Live. Also is a sub is Ja Morant. Ja Morant is a sub on today's episode of Card Chaos Live. And last but not least, we will have Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler will be the sub on today's episode of Card Chaos Live. All right, I'm going to reintroduce the matchup so we're all clear. All right, the first matchup, barring a sub, is James Harden versus Joe Dumars. All right, next matchup is Russell Westbrook versus Zion. Then there's Kyrie versus Anthony Hardaway. I like this one. This one might stick. And last but not least, we have Kevin Durant versus CJ McCollum. All right, the subs are, and to remind you, Jimmy Butler, Ja Morant, and Tyler Hero. All right, welcome. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to turn down the music right now. All right, so thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Thomas, for tagging. Aaron, what's up? Long time. And Eddie, your imaginary friends are here. You're probably going to run the wall. All right, so the first matchup that we got was James Harden versus Joe Dumars. All right, I immediately want to do a sub. Let me bring up the bracket real quick. I want to do a sub. Ooh, where are you? Sorry, guys, this has been a long layoff, but here's the bracket. James Harden versus Joe Dumars is the first one. I would like to sub Eddie. I know you're the one here. Hey, what's up, Eddie? Eddie, since you're back with your imaginary friend, you could tell me who you would like to sub. I guess sub Joe Dumars. We have Tyler Hero, Ja Morant, and Jimmy Butler against James Harden. So go ahead. Who said I'm here? You're in the Facebook group and I can't see your name. But let's do a sub. Tell me if you want Jimmy Butler or Ja Morant. Jimmy Butler or Ja Morant. Or, I mean, Tyler Hero. We could do that. Jimmy Butler, Ja Morant, and Tyler Hero. Okay. So Eddie wants Jimmy Butler. We're going to go ahead and do that. Sorry, Joe Dumars. And we're going to sub in Jimmy Butler. So the matchup today is going to be James Harden versus Jimmy Butler. I want to thank everybody joining and helping. And I'm going to get back into the rhythm because you guys know how slick I was with this at 1 o'clock, but I took a little break. So the first matchup is going to be James Harden versus Jimmy Butler. What up, Aaron? What up, Thomas? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put Jimmy Butler in the bracket. Ooh. It feels so good to be back. All right. So Jimmy Butler is in the bracket. I'm going to give everybody 60 seconds on the clock from the beginning. Let us begin. James Harden versus Jimmy Butler. Let me turn this up. Where's my volume? Oh, my headphones are low. All right. So Jimmy Butler versus James Harden. All right, so here's the thing. I think that's hands down, like, this is James Harden's game. Like, I think Jimmy Butler earned a lot of respect for his performance in this playoffs. But when it comes down to one-on-one, we're talking about skill set. James Harden was built for one-on-one. The gods on the planet that he was created on gave him an unlimited amount of ball handling skills. Jimmy Butler is not, well, he can handle the ball, he can create some kind of shots, but not as skillful and not as decisive and not as great as James Harden. And I know you're going to say that Jimmy Butler plays great defense, but I think that James Harden's handles will be able to get by Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler's scoring ability is not as consistent as James Harden. All right, welcome to Card Chaos Live, where I shuffle my NBA trading cards to create one-on-one matchups. Thank you guys for joining. Let's see what the wall is saying. All right, so Joshua says James Harden, right? Aaron says Harden won MVP. Butler carried all the teams he was on. We got another for James. Joshua says Harden plays the West and not the least. Ha 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 ha. Eddie says Butler, he can play defense as well. Aaron says Harden could create his own shot and more consistent. And Dalton is here. What's up, Dalton? Dalton, we just did Jimmy Butler versus James Harden. Eddie says y'all smoking sticky icky. I don't know. I think that James Harden got it. It looks like the board for the majority of you guys says James Harden as well. So I don't think Eddie's too happy about that, but that's basically what the wall is saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on. James Harden. Okay, and the next matchup is Russell Westbrook versus Zion. Okay, and I know this one is lopsided as well. So we have two more subs. We have two more subs left for this game. Instead of Westbrook versus Zion, you could have Westbrook versus Ja Morant or Westbrook versus Tyler Hero. All right. So let me know if you want to stay with Westbrook versus Zion, but if you want to sub, these are the two subs we have. We have Tyler Hero and we have Ja Morant. All right. So if you want to sub, let me know, or we will just go ahead and keep the matchup of Westbrook versus Zion. All right. Eddie says he's fine, but your friend is upset. All right. So Aaron says Westbrook, Zion still have to grow, didn't win MVP. I just want to know if you want to stay with that matchup. Here are the two subs. You can sub out one player. You can sub out Russell Westbrook or Zion, but these are the two players left on the bench. Right? Let's go. I mean, we could go with Ja Morant if you want. Do you guys want to go with Ja Morant? Let me know. Let me know. Okay. So Thomas says Zion for Joshua says Zion for Ja. Thomas says yes, we should sub. So let's go ahead and put in Zion. Sorry, put in Ja for Zion. This is the new matchup right now. We have Russell Westbrook versus Ja Morant. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock and let us begin. Ja Morant versus Russell Westbrook. All right. So honestly, I'm a big Russell Westbrook fan, and I don't want to be biased when I say I want to pick him, but it's not going to be an easy game, and I'll tell you why. It's just about age, honestly. Ja Morant is a very explosive player, very young player. And Russell Westbrook, because of injury, he's not like a two-way guard that he started out playing like great defense and then kind of dissipated after the first or second knee surgery. He's not like a defensive player, so he's definitely not gonna I don't think he's gonna stop Ja Morant, but Ja Morant is so young. I feel like he'd be maybe outwitted by some of what Russell Westbrook has from just maturity. I know people think that Russell Westbrook has low IQ, but I think that's also a big fat lie. Anyway, it just comes down to experience, and I think the experience of Russell Westbrook will overcome Ja Morant. Welcome to One-on-One Card Chaos Live, where I shuffle my NBA trading cards to create one-on-one matchups that we may or may not see in today's NBA. Any player, any position, any era, anything goes. And we're going to go ahead and see what the wall is saying. All right. What's up, everybody joining from the Facebook groups? All right. So Eddie picks Westbrook. Facebook group says Ja all day. All right. Joshua says the underappreciated Russell Westbrook. Hell yeah. Thomas says Westbrook. Facebook again is on Ja, these groups. And when you see Facebook user, those people commenting from inside the groups. This is just a limitation of the program. They don't put the names out of the people talking in the groups. Aaron says Westbrook, because him and Oscar did triple-double the whole year. Another Facebook group says he plays for the Rockets. Joshua says, Trisha, we all know Russ is taking that one. All right. So, yeah, it's true. I just like to see the comments. All right. So we're going to go ahead and bring up the chart and move Russell Westbrook on. And it's already like crazy because now in the semifinals we have Harden versus Westbrook. So if you know anybody that is a Rockets fan or a Westbrook or a Harden fan, tag them into the game because the semifinals is just going to be the teammates versus each other, and that's what everyone wants, right? The next matchup is going to be Kyrie versus Anthony Hardaway. This one I like a whole lot. All right, Kyrie versus Anthony Hardaway. All right. So here's a matchup. I'm gonna put 60 seconds on the clock. Oh, what's up, Michael? Angelo. I'll make a little bit announcement for Michael Angelo. But we're gonna put 60 seconds on the clock. Let's begin. All right. So, Kyrie versus Penny Hardaway. Okay. So. Yikes. All right. Kyrie Irving, we cannot deny that he has handles maybe just as good, if not as better as James Harden. But Anthony Hardaway was also a beast. He was top tier, almost like put it this way, Michael Jordan only wore one other person's sneaker, and it was Penny Hardaway's in his career. So that's how much respect Penny Hardaway got. So Penny Hardaway, I think he just has the size and the defense that Kyrie Irving's handle is so good. I can't even deny that I think that he would actually get by Penny Hardaway. It's just the size, right? So this is a tough one. I could see why people would pick Penny, but I just think that Kyrie Irving has too good of a handle to just be stopped by a Penny Hardaway. So yeah, one of the hardest ones we've had this year, honestly. Welcome to Card Chaos Live, where I shuffle my NBA trading cards to create one-on-one matchups that we may or may not see in today's NBA. Any player, any position, any era, anything goes. We just had Penny Hardaway versus Kyrie. Sorry, I almost lost train of thought. All right, so let's see what the wall is saying. Eddie's talking on behalf of his best friend. I can't stand Westbrook, but my friend said don't be biased and then go on Silsec. Eddie and his friend. Let's see. So Michael Angelo picks Penny. What's up, Colas? All right. Eddie picks Kyrie. Never seen Penny at the Rucker Park. Right. Mikey picks Penny. So it looks like all of you guys are leaning towards Penny Hardaway. So I'm going to go ahead and move Penny Hardaway through the bracket. And yeah, I mean, I would have picked Kyrie, but you guys love Penny. So I'm going to do that. So Penny Hardaway has moved on against Kyrie Irving. I think that's controversial. I don't know if some of y'all just stepped out or whatever, but I would pick Penny Hardaway to lose to Kyrie Irving. The last matchup is Kevin Durant versus CJ McCollum. All right. It looks like this one is an easy one, but let's see what you guys say. All right. So I'm gonna put 60 seconds on the clock. We have CJ McCollum versus Kevin Durant. No, Kevin Durant wins the whole time. All right. So CJ McCollum and Kevin Durant. All right. I don't know. Okay, so I know everybody's automatically gonna pick Kevin Durant because of his offensive skill set, but let's think about CJ McCollum for a second, right? CJ McCollum, he's not going to stop Kevin Durant, but I don't think Kevin Durant is a defensive player that's going to stop CJ McCollum. Yes, Kevin Durant has 8-foot long arms that could pretty much block everybody, but CJ McCollum to me is one of the most underrated guards, off guards, whatever the matchup is. I think he's underrated. I think it's not going to be an easy matchup because I don't believe in Kevin Durant's defense that much, but we will see. It's Kevin Durant. We all know it, but listen, don't just throw CJ McCollum under the bus. All right. Eddie, please. Eddie. You know I couldn't just give it to Kevin Durant. I had to make a case for CJ McCollum some way or another. All right. So welcome to Card Chaos Live. I'm waiting for some more votes come in. Eddie is gonna run the board. Eddie says Durant. What he said? Durant would whoop that ass. What's up, Cole? It's all the way from Haiti. Yes, what's up? Facebook says tie. It's a tie. Listen, it's not a tie. It's definitely not a tie. I would like to make it a tie in my mind, but in real life, we all know that Kevin Durant, like Eddie or Eddie's best friend, said that Kevin Durant would come out on top. So I'm gonna put KD to move on. And we can look at this semifinal matchup. It looks to be quite good. We have James Harden. We have Russell Westbrook. We have Kevin Durant and Penny Hardaway. I can't believe you guys moved Penny Hardaway over Kyrie Irving. This is kind of tragic. Anyway, I'm going to take the time to give these people their introductions and then we'll move on to the semifinals. All right. So, welcome to Card Chaos Live. Here are the players that are going to be in the semifinals for today. All right, we have Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Penny Hardaway. Those are the 4 players for semifinals. It's Penny Hardaway, James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook. All right. Thank you guys for joining. All right. So we're going to make this quick. Let's get into the semifinals. All right. So here's the bracket. Eddie, you're going to run the board. We have James Harden versus Russell Westbrook. Y'all better be nice to Russell Westbrook for me. I already feel the hate that's going to come from you guys. So let's go ahead and put 60 seconds on the clock. 60 seconds on the clock. Let's begin. All right. We have James Harden versus Russell Westbrook, and it is listen, Russell Westbrook is gonna give it his all. Right, he's gonna give it his all, but I do think that James Harden has a much better handle than Russell Westbrook. It's hard for me to say it, It's hard for me to admit it, but Russell Westbrook, he can facilitate an offense, but one-on-one is a different type of skill set. So I'm gonna go ahead with James Harden, although it hurts my soul. Not that he's a great player, so let's not get it twisted, but y'all know how much I love Russell Westbrook. I think Russell Westbrook will give it his all. He plays great defense. It's just that the handle that James Harden has is by far one of the best. Challenging Kyrie. I don't know. I think Kyrie and James Harden have the same level of ball handling skills, but that's to debate on the wall in the group. Again, go ahead and like this video so I can add you to the Card Chaos Live audience group where we decide some of these matchups behind the scenes that you guys see on this page. So if you haven't already liked the page, go ahead and like the page so I can admit you into the group. All right. So Eddie says, Michelangelo says the beard. Eddie says Harden, and I hate his Kardashian loving ass. We're on the same page, Eddie. So we're gonna move on. Russell West. No, we're not gonna move on Russell Westbrook. We're gonna move on James Harden. James Harden is in the final. All right. So we all know what's coming down the pipeline right now. We have KD versus Penny Hardaway, and let's make this 60 seconds worth it. But look at James Harden in the finals is nothing to sneeze at. So we stand for something great, and it's not going to be an obvious finals. So we have Kevin Durant versus Kevin Durant versus Penny Hardaway. All right, so Penny Hardaway was like the KD in his day. I'm not as dominant as KD, I'll say that, but he's probably a foot shorter. I don't know. I'm trying to find a way. I feel like Anthony Hardaway would obviously he'd be able to go head to head with Kevin Durant. It's just the defense alone. Like Kevin Durant, I know before I said he's not a great defensive player, but he definitely get a hand in Penny Hardaway's face and make that jump shot that Penny Hardaway would have a little bit more difficult. Penny Hardaway can get past Kevin Durant like with ball handling, but again, Kevin Durant would probably block him from behind and it'll just end like with no buckets. But Penny Hardaway would give it his all, but there's no way he's gonna get past Kevin Durant. All right, welcome to Card Chaos Live. Let's see, Penny. I was born in the 80s. Durant hands down. Oh my gosh, who picked Penny? Is that you still, Michelangelo? Oh my gosh. I love the hate. I love the hate that you just put forward, but like we cannot do that. We cannot do that. We all know that Kevin Durant is gonna beat Penny Hardaway, but I love that you were unbiased about that. And no way, Penny. Y'all are really picking Penny over Kevin Durant? I can't do that because then Eddie and his best friend will never come back. We're gonna move Kevin Durant. But y'all really tried it. All right, so Kevin Durant versus James Harden is the final for this episode. And look, I don't think this is that obvious. At all. So Kevin Durant, it always comes down to Thunder players. Eddie's going ham in the comments. Ugh. Eddie, you need to chill, bro. All right, so he is. Y'all check out the comments. Eddie's hilarious. Anyway, the finals is James Harden versus Kevin Durant. This is not an obvious win for Kevin Durant. So I'm going to start this 30 seconds on the clock, 60 seconds on the clock, and we will debate this. So James Harden versus Kevin Durant. I'm going to go with James Harden I don't think that Kevin Durant could keep up with the handle. I think he would make Kevin Durant fall. That's just me. But I really do think that James Harden has the handle to get past Kevin Durant. And although Kevin Durant, just like in the situation with Penny Hardaway, could block James Harden, he'd have to do like several from behind the back blocks in order to beat him. I do think that James Harden is quicker than Kevin Durant and could not quicker, but he's a little bit more niftier. He could probably get the basket even though Kevin Durant tried to block him. So although Kevin Durant is a beast, although he's a top 5 player, I just think James Harden, skill set wise, would be able to beat Kevin Durant. So my final answer is James Harden. All right. All right. Somebody said, Michael said H-Town. Oh, man. Eddie says Durant, easy. He said, can I vote for Rob? Facebook, Harden only because he can keep up with the Kardashian. Is that two? I can't even tell if those are two different people, but it looks like Harden has 2 votes to Eddie's 1. So we're gonna go ahead and pick James Harden. James Harden wins against Kevin Durant. And I know that Eddie's gonna trip because of this, but I don't think this is a bad victory. I do think James Harden has he has a better handle than Kevin Durant. Like Kevin Durant can handle the ball, but he's definitely not like Kyrie, or he's definitely not any of those high top tier ball handlers to be able to create his own shot. So yeah, this James Harden, this is a Don Russ, but I do have like a James Harden in a cow skin suit somewhere. I could have left it in my other box because I didn't want duplicates, but yeah, that was it. I think that your vote counts, right? James Harden has moved on, and James Harden has defeated Kevin Durant. So yeah, this is Card Chaos Live at night, and I think I can get used to it. At first, when I tried this back in July, I was getting kind of tired, but now I have a different routine, and because everybody's at work, it's just best to be in the evening. So we're starting from scratch. Go ahead and tell a friend about this game. And so by the time the NBA season comes around, we're in full momentum. We have about maybe 7 weeks till the NBA begins. So I'll be doing this game every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. All right. Eddie, you in timeout. All right. Thank you for everybody that joined. Again, tell a friend. And yeah, I will be back on Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. So before I head out, go ahead and like the page. Like the page if you haven't. 2MW Sports Media page. This is where the episodes show up. We have a website, cardchaoslive.com. We have a YouTube page, Card Chaos Live. And you can buy stuff from our store. We have Card Chaos Live t-shirts. We do have a Cash App, 2MW Sports. If you want to donate, go ahead. Shout out to Cardopoly. Shout out to Michelangelo. Michelangelo is doing a lot of fundraising for a friend, a brother in need. Oh, let me turn down the music. Let me say this clearly. Michelangelo is doing a fundraiser for a friend of his in need that is looking for a prosthetic limb. So if you can, friend him or message him and see what things he has to auction, okay? All right, thank you very much. And I know he's in the hospital right now. I'm hoping he's going to be able to do better. All right? So again, Card Chaos Live, we're here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. All right, I'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.